Yeah, look, I think both teams are. I suppose Wexford are further along the line, right? Dara came in last year, got to know what he has. This year is kind of putting it in place. Has realised the depth that he has this year with the hiding they got by Clare in the league, and then have responded from that. Um, I think Dublin are very lucky. I think they went up to Antrim. Now, look, Corrigan Park is a horrible place to go for any team, but they went up to Antrim, very, very lucky to get out with a draw. They kind of, as the way the draw went, it was kind of nice that they had, no disrespect to Westmeath, but that they had Westmeath to, I suppose, regroup after that. That it wasn't against a Kilkenny or a Galway where the pressure was on straight away and it could ruin your confidence. I think Donoghue is in this year. I think, and not that you'd give a fella a year to find what he has, and you're kind of leaving him off. Like you do want success, but I think he is still finding what he has. And you look at the players that they've lost: Keane Callan, Chris Crummy, Liam Rush, just the leader. I know he didn't play much last year with injury, but having his leadership around is going to be, or not around now, is going to be a massive loss. I think both teams. Right. Let's just put it this way. Right, it's after being changed to Croke Park. I certainly think that's going to favour Wexford. Right, I suppose they are more of a team because they've been playing together as a unit a little bit longer. Donoghue's after introducing a lot of new lads to the setup this year, and I think the big space of Croke Park will suit Wexford more. I certainly think the two teams are fragile at the moment, because look, Wexford getting bet against Galway and embarrassingly bet against Galway then the last day, getting over Antrim by was it 4 points. And I know that they got over them, but that was down in Wexford. They should be winning them, especially when you look at the distance that Antrim had to travel. So it's going to be a very difficult game for both teams. I think both teams are going to be very, very cagey. I think there's going to be a lot of mistakes made on both teams, but I do think the open space of Croke Park will favour Wexford. I think what is also going to be a massive issue, like if you had the same game with the exact same crowd in Parnell Park, it would add to the intensity. There'd be a buzz around, there'd be a vibe around. You bring that crowd to Croke Park, it's open. It's like you hear it's empty. Like you hear the ball being hit. You know, you can hear everything, and there's an echo to everything. It can be bleak there. When there's not much of a crowd. Like there could be 15,000 there, but you don't.
And why have they changed it, Ryan? Do you think? I mean, obviously you've played for Dublin for a number of years.
I Your guess is as good as mine.
Have Dublin Galway home or away at the very end?
That's all up in Dublin.
That's Croke Park as well.
The Wexford game and the Galway game were changed to Croke Park.
The only way I can think is that Donoghue wants to keep the game open and maybe the tighter confines of Parnell. I suppose Galway have physicality. Wexford like to play the ball through the lines. They're especially their maybe back. Their half-backs and midfield are a bit physical. Maybe he wants to open up the game rather than having it in the tighter confines. That's the only reason I can think.
If it's open spaces and bigger confines, that will allow Wexford to work it through the lines that bit quicker, that bit easier. Whereas if it's, and especially like Parnell Park is not a nice place to go. Like I went there as a tip player and I hated the place. I hated it because it was in on top of you and the crowd were in on top of you. And if Dublin can get a bit of momentum, well, then the crowd takes them there. Then when I switched to Dublin, I love playing in Parnell Park, unless it was against Coola.
You had a couple of wins against us.
Yeah, not enough, not when it mattered though. But so it is a strange decision bringing it to Croke Park. When I heard it, I got a message off an ex-Dublin hurler, a good friend of mine. I'm actually going to Bruce Springsteen with him on Friday.
Has to be Niall Corcoran. Has to be Niall Corcoran.
No, not it's my other boyfriend. Dotsy. So like I got a message off him saying, "What do you make of this?" And I was like, "Jeez," I was surprised, and I was like, "What are they doing? Do you know what are they doing?" Because Parnell Park is Dublin hurling's home, do you know, and you want to play at home. The lads train there. They know it. They don't train in Croke Park. A lot of them won't have played in Croke Park. Do you know, a lot of the younger panel, like there will be more of the Wexford lads that have played in Croke Park than the Dublin lads. So I don't think going to Croke Park is going to be an advantage for the Dubs. I certainly don't. And if happens to be a disadvantage.